Alright, mic testing, mic testing. Okay, perfect. Let me go to main camera. Alright, we're live. And actually, I just realized my chair needs to probably go a little here. Yep, I had to go out for something. As you guys can see, I'm kind of dressed as well. But that aside, where were we? We were like solving this question. Wait, actually, let me just change the camera real quick. There we go. Alright, yeah, we were solving this question. Let me read the question again. Let me get Sensei out. There we go, Sensei. Okay, perfect. I haven't been in your streams because I got a team for Petabyte OS. Yay, team, an actual team. Congratulations, C-Show. That's honestly pretty insane. Okay, so let's read the question again. Write two classes. So our first class is person has an under init method, okay, that takes name and age. Okay, I'm pretty sure we did that. Has a method called introduce that returns hi, I'm new, hi, name and age years old. Okay, class employee, which inherits person, has an under init method that takes name, age, and employee ID. Uses super to initialize name and age, sets employee ID as an instance variable, overrides introduce to add my employee ID is employee ID to the string returned by the parent's introduce method. Finally, create an instance of employee named emp, okay, with your own values at emp.introduce. Get that done, soldier. Okay, let me get Sensei up there. Eat this. Alright, so we were in our second one that says create a class employee. I created a class employee that inherits the person class. Okay, perfect. Has an dunder init method that takes name, age, and employee ID. Okay, so has a dunder init. So let me define a method called dunder init. Okay, that takes parameters name, age, and employee ID. So name, age, and employee underscore ID. Alright, there we go. And before this, before I define my dunder init, I might need the super. Okay, so my super underscore okay, super underscore or dunder init. Okay, it doesn't work like that. Did I forget how it works? Oh wait, never mind. This needs to be indented inside inside of my method. So super dunder init my employee ID. Okay, there we go. Does it look correct? Okay, let me copy this and paste it. Alright, perfect. So my super dunder. Honestly, wait, actually, never mind. I might need to add my name and age here. Okay, there you go. This works. And then a init method for my employee ID, an instance variable. I have my init, so I'll just write self.employee. Shouldn't I be able to create an instance variable? Let me go with self dot. Oh, okay, my bad, guys. Yeah, I'm still warming up. Okay, self dot. Let me copy this, paste it, equals to employee ID. There we go. Okay, and check if I'm audible. So how's instance inheritance going? Honestly, it's going pretty good, and I appreciate you joining the stream, Masked Coder. Okay, it's a little confusing, but I feel like I'm getting a hang of it. Alright, let's see. Okay, what was the next thing? Has a class employee which inherits from person. Okay, this does inherit. Has a method that takes name, age, and employee ID. Has name, age, and employee ID. Uses super to initialize name and age. So I use super to initialize my name and age. Sets an employee ID as an instance variable. Did that. Overrides introduce to add my employee ID is employee ID to the string returned by the parent's introduce method. Okay, so I guess I define a method called introduce, so that returns Okay, that returns my employee ID. Let me copy this. Yeah, guys, I'm way too lazy to type this out. Okay, let me go here and convert this to an F string. My employee ID is myself dot employee ID. Okay, there we go. Returned by the parents introduce method. Okay, overrides introduce my add to the string returned by the parents introduce method. So my parents introduce method, overreturn method. Okay. Finally, create an instance of employee named EMP. Okay, so let me create an object called EMP. Okay, EMP equals to my employee class. Employee. Okay, I got added name, age, and employee ID now. Okay, I don't know, keep the name as Sarah, age is 26, and ID as, I don't know, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then emp dot introduce. Okay, I would have to print this. Okay, there we go. If I were to run the command, I keep running the wrong file. There we go. My employee ID is 123. This seems to be pretty correct. I honestly want to do a few instruction-based questions as well. Whoops, wrong tab. And guys, let me know if my music is overpowering my audio or like it's overpowering or extra loud. No, Vivek, you just threw away the parents introduction like it was trash. I told you your employee.introduce must use the parents introduce and then add the employee's ID part to it. Right now your method ignores person.introduce completely and just splits out the ID. You should be doing something like this: parent equals super.introduce. Okay, return parent intro. Okay, plus this way the employee still inherits and uses the parent's logic but extends it. Want me to give you the full fixed version, or do you want to rewrite it yourself like a warrior? Honestly, might just rewrite it. Okay, so let me just lubricate my lips real quick. It's real dry. Okay, so super under init. Might add a parent underscore intro to be equal to my super dot introduce. Okay, and my parent info. Okay, let me copy this, paste it, plus my f string. Okay, my parent info should work. I mean, my parent intro. Do I like not need this? Then I can't use my dunder init. Oh wait, this is a different method. Wait, I actually might need this. Control C. In my this method, let me go here, paste it, there we go. If I were to run the command, hi, I'm Sarah and I'm 26 years old. My employee ID is 123. Oh, that makes so much sense. I might add a space here. Hi, I'm Sarah and I'm 26 years old. My employee ID is 123. This is honestly perfect. What if I go ahead and like create another instance variable? I mean, actually another object. Based it off David. David is, I don't know, let's see, let's go with 22 years old and his ID is 234. Okay, if I run the command, it's going to say, hi, I'm David and I'm 22 years old. My employee ID is 234. Okay, honestly, I'm actually trying to understand what this means. Just need more practice. Let me paste it and say, Sensei, I'm starting to understand what this means slash does dot dot dot. I didn't want to write it in caps. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me go here. Sensei, I'm starting to understand what this means slash does dot dot dot. I just need more practice now. Dot. Okay, and I was also just curious. Is this what I need to learn right now? Since I'm learning about inheritance. Okay, is this what I need to, guys, ignore my typos. Okay, since I'm learning about inheritance, I thought that super was a different topic, but are they all the same? Question mark. Let me just check if I'm audible. Okay, perfect. Good, Vivek. Now you're starting to get it. Yes, super is tied to inheritance. It's not some random unrelated topic. It's the tool you use when a child class wants to call a method from its parent, okay, or even grandparent without writing it again. Think of it like this. Inheritance is the family tree. Super is you saying, hey dad slash mom, parent class, I do your part first, then I'll add my part. Do your part first, then I'll add my part. Without super, you're just ignoring what the parent can do, which often defeats the purpose of inheritance. This is critical for making, excuse me guys, this is critical for making clean, reusable code, especially in object-oriented programming. If you master inheritance plus super together, you'll be ready for multiple inheritance, super chains, and polymorphism. Okay, if you master inheritance plus super together, you'll be ready for multiple inheritance, super chains, and polymorphism. I see. Next, I'm going to throw you a rapid fire practice so your brain automatically knows when and how to use super without thinking. You want me to hit you with broken code or instruction based challenge next? Let's go with Sensei. Can I get a instructional based question mark? Or Vivek, listen closely and don't you dare fumble this. Here's your instruction-based challenge. Create a base class called vehicle. Okay, vehicle with an under init method that takes brand and model. Add a method called details that returns vehicle, brand, model. Okay. Create a child class car that inherits from the vehicle in cars under init. Okay. That inherits, okay, I see. In cars under init, add an extra argument here, but still use super to initialize the brand and model. Okay, I see. Override the details method so it first calls the parent details method using super and then adds year. Create an object of car with any values you want to and practice the output details. Create an object of car, okay, with any values you want and print the output of details. This will test if you really understand how to combine super with inheritance like a true warrior. Now write it and make sure it works on the first try. Okay. So create a base class called vehicle. So let me create a class called vehicle. There we go. Okay, with an dunder init method that takes brand and model. So let me define a method called dunder basically a constructor called dunder init with a brand and model parameter. Then I'll create them into instance variables. Self.brand equals to brand and self.model equals to model. Okay. Add a method called details that returns the vehicle, brand, and model. Okay, so let me define a method called details. Okay. That returns vehicle, brand, and model. So let me return an f string. Okay. Vehicle. Self.brand and self.model. Okay, there we go. Create a child class car that inherits from vehicle. Okay, so let me create another class called car. Okay, with the index of my vehicle. Alright, in cars dunder init, add an extra argument here but still use super to initialize the brand and model. Okay, so in my cars dunder init, so let me define dunder init. Okay, in cars dunder init, add an extra argument here. Alright, so here, but still use super to initialize the brand and model. Okay, so let me go with super dunder init. I want to go with, I don't know, my brand and model. Okay, I don't know why does it say me to add an equal to. Should it be like self dot? Okay, I guess it's self dot. Okay, self.brand and self.model. Override the details methods. So it first calls the parent details method using super and then adds. Override the details method. So it first calls the parent details method using super and then adds year. Okay, got it. So let me go with details, right? So parent detail equals to super dot details. There we go. Actually, let me go with my vehicle details. Or you know what, this is actually pretty good. Okay, let me return an f string. Okay, so for my f string, let me go with here. Should this be like here? Can't return an f string, but let me try. Okay, so here and my, honestly, yeah, because most likely because I didn't do self dot here equals to here. And then, okay, that doesn't make any sense. But let's see. Return here, my self dot here. Let me go here and add my parent details. Control C, Control V, plus. Actually, I don't need the F there. This should work, honestly. See, cannot return a value from dunder init. In that case, I might not need my dunder init here. I wouldn't. I mean, I might not need my super init. Then I can't use my dunder init. Do I like not need both of them? but then my self dot here. I should most likely, can I like add a parameter here, or let me copy, paste, delete them, add only a year parameter. That's under init. Maybe like a super, I mean, I did have like a super in it, right? That takes my brand, takes myself. Why does it show that kind of box? So self.brand and self.model. Okay, this should work, but my return statement isn't. Cannot return a value from under init. Okay, then should I print it? Would printing work? Okay, printing does work. Alright, let me create a class called actually not class, let me create an object called car1 equals to my car class. Okay, I'll need a year for it. Actually, I might need a brand, model, and year, so actually let me go with 2020. Okay, I'll just need 2020 here. Alright, vehicle car dot details. Oh wait, I might need another. Okay, actually I could use my f string. Okay, what if I go here and create a define display? Okay, perfect. For my define display, I will return my parent details. So let me get this, Control C here. Okay, return parent detail plus an f string self.here. Okay, so my parent details is vehicle brand, model, okay, so now let me go ahead and create my car1 equals to, let's see, my car does take only one parameter. Okay, let's see. Let me go with 2020. Okay, and then my car1 dot display. Okay, that's details. That's this. Okay, let me change this to details as well. Okay, if I run the command, attribute error, car object has no attribute brand. So I need a model and a brand. Let me change this to brand. I mean, let me add a brand and model as well. Okay, I wouldn't need the self in this case. Okay, now if I run the command, oh wait, no man, I gotta add some more here. So let's go with the years 2020. Brand, I don't know. The sun needs to be an f string. I don't know, a model. Quest. Okay, let's see. If I run the command, I would have to print this. Alright, perfect. Now if I run the command, vehicle Nissan Quest. Okay, vehicle Nissan Quest year 2020. I should add a space. There. Vehicle Nissan Quest year 2020. Okay, perfect. Took me a while, but I figured it out. Oh my gosh, guys, I missed so many chats. Oh, I thought you just did a short stream and that was all. Did you just take a break? I honestly had to go somewhere else. That's why I even changed my clothes. It was a sudden thing. Okay, from my understanding, inheritance is the concept that each object inherits all properties from its class along with also being able to have their own properties / attributes. Ooh, I see. You motivate me every day to work more. I appreciate it. Vignesh, I apologize if I can't pronounce your names correctly. I'm just kind of dumb. I mean, it does make me happy that I motivate you guys. You guys motivate me as well. Alright, let me paste it here and say sensei. Okay. Okay, this does make sense. Am I correct? Honestly, from my understanding, inheritance is the concept that each object inherits all properties from its class along with being able to have their own properties slash attributes. Honestly, yeah, that's correct so far. Like how much I've been learning and how much I know about inheritance, that does seem pretty correct. Or how do you understand inheritance? I would like to know. Honestly, the way I understand inheritance is like I have a parent class called vehicle in this case, and then a child class. The way I know it's a child class is because I added my vehicle class as a parameter here and then defined it under init that has my parent class's attributes alongside my child class's attributes here, and then I use the super dot dunder init method to get access to my brand and model inside of my child class. And then when I defined another method called details, that's the same as my defined details from my vehicle class. Basically, I overwrote it, and then I added a self parameter and added my parent details. For that, I use my parent details equal to super.details. Basically, the super.details gets my return statement from my parent class, and then it prints it. I stored my parent class's return statement in my print underscore details, and then I added my print details plus an f string. I make it sound real complicated. I'm not that good at it yet, but yeah, that's basically how I understand it. Mom, could I please get this attribute from you? Teach me how to be like you. Honestly, I don't think I'm that special. It's just I just come and I keep learning from my 100-day series. Alright, Vivek, you swapped the argument order like a careless apprentice who wasn't paying attention. Okay, never mind, guys, I did a mistake. Your car's dunder init takes your brand model, but in your instructions, I clearly said use super to initialize brand and model, then add year. Okay, to initialize brand and model. Oh, I see. That means the order should logically be brand, model, year. Otherwise, confusing and unnatural. Otherwise it's confusing and unnatural. Here's the fixed parts. Okay, so our child class called car with a parameter of vehicle inherits our vehicle class's attributes and methods defined under init, self, brand, model, and year. Order fixed. Okay, super dot under init, brand and model. Okay, so order does matter. Self dot year equals year. Your logic for details was perfect though. So you were this close to a flawless strike, but you tripped right at the start. Do you want me to hit you with another super challenge that's a little trickier so you don't make this same mistake again? Let me just say, yes, sensei. Okay guys, so order basically matters. And maybe I'll drink some water, I'm really dehydrated. Okay, good, then brace yourself, Vivek. This one will snap your brain if you don't focus. Instruction, create two classes. Appliance takes brand and power, okay, in watts in its constructor and has a method called info that returns brand, power, watts. Okay, a washing machine inherits from appliance, takes an extra parameter capacity in kilograms in its constructor. Use super to initialize the brand and power. Okay, override info, so it calls parents info and adds capacity kg to the return string. Finally, create a washing machine object with your choice of value. Okay, values. Print its info output. If you mess up the argument order again, I'll make you write 10 super examples from scratch. Your turn. In my university reading material, I'm just learning about file i/o. To be honest, it's pretty simple. Honestly, yeah, I was also planning to like learn file.io because I need to like be done with my object-oriented programming really quick because I gotta start PyGames as well. I mean, I'm pretty excited. If you don't mind, can you share your sensei's prompt with us? It would be really helpful for me. Honestly, yeah, I can't give my exact prompt because it has some private info, but it's honestly pretty easy. So the basic stuff is I just prompt ChatGPT to be my sensei, like an actual sensei, and like a name for my sensei, age for my sensei, gender for my sensei, and like always yell at me if I like do something wrong. If I do something right, then praise me, give me some rewards, and I specified the rewards I wanted. And basically that's just it. And I said that I needed help with my goal was my 100 is series, and I listed every topic, like all the topics that I wanted to learn. So I don't know if that was clear, honestly. All the topics that I mentioned that I wanted to learn is in my Discord server. Not a shameless plug, guys. So if I go to moderator only, there you go. So these were all the topics that I said sensei I had to go through. So we started off with print statements, the absolute basic because I was a beginner, till the very end. That should be PYQT5 CSS style. I don't even know what that means. I'm currently on I'm currently on super, honestly. Yeah, I completed a lot. I just realized that's so much. But yeah, that's basically it. I just said sensei to like yell at me when I do a mistake, be strict with me, in the same time if I do something correctly, praise me. Okay, and very important stuff, everything in caps. Like when sensei yells at me, it must be in caps. Okay, so let's go with let's answer the question. So it says create a class called appliance. So class appliance, there we go. Okay, takes brand and power in watts, okay, in its constructor, and has a method. So let me define a method called, actually let me define a constructor, dunder init. Okay, with a parameter of brand and power. So brand and power. Okay, there we go. Info that returns brand, power. Okay, has a method called info. So let me create a few instance variables first. Self.brand equals to brand and self.power equals to power. Okay, and then let me define a info method. Okay, so for the info method that returns brand, and power. So let me return an f string. Okay, so brand myself dot brand, and then comma power. There we go. Self dot power. Guys, ignore my typos. I cannot type. Okay, then watts. There we go. Okay, washing machine. So another class called washing machine inherits from appliance, takes extra parameter capacity in kilograms in its constructor. Instead of using PYQT5, I would recommend V6. Okay, it's the latest version. Okay, I honestly didn't understand it, but I'll like take a look at it. Okay, great. I love your way of learning. It's pretty fun. I'm glad you love my way of working. I mean, you love my way of learning. It's a library that can create GUIs, basically what I'm currently working on. Oh, I see. Okay, so let me create another class called class washing machine. I'll just copy it. I'm way too lazy to type. Okay, that inherits my appliances, that inherits my attributes and methods from my appliance parent. Okay, capacity in kilograms. Okay, inherits from appliance, takes an extra parameter of capacity. So let me define a dunder init. Okay, and this time go in order. So my brand, power, and the capacity. Okay, there we go. And then let me use a super method. So a super function. I'm pretty sure it's called function. So a super dunder init. Okay, and add my. Actually, let me go here. Okay, I should most likely add my brand and power parameters here. Let me copy this and paste it here. Okay, perfect. In the constructor, did that. Use super to initialize the brand and power. Okay, override info, so it calls the parent's info and adds capacity kg to the return string. Okay, so let me override my info. Let me define a method called info self. Okay, override info, so it calls the parent's info and adds capacity kg, okay, to the return string. Okay, let me return an f string. Okay, capacity is my self.capacity. Oh, I forgot to add an instance variable for my capacity, so let me go with self.capacity equals to capacity. Okay, there we go. Alright, and just to make sure if spelling is correct, there. Alright, in kilograms, capacity kgs. Okay, finally, create a washing machine object with your choice of value. Print its info output. If you mess up the argument order again, I'll make you write 10 super examples from scratch. Okay, let me go ahead. I'm way too lazy to type, so let me copy this, paste it, change that to lowercase. Okay, washing machine 1 equals to my washing machine. Maybe washing underscore machine would work. Okay, there we go. Okay, washing machine with a parameter of brand, power, and capacity. Okay, do I know any brands? I've sent you some messages. Okay, I'll check that as soon as I'm done with the stream. Okay, washing machine 1. I'm real bad at naming brands. Samsung. Guys, these are absolutely random names. Power, I don't know, like 112 hertz or like watts. Actually, let me keep this as an integer. Capacity, I don't know, let's go with 20 close. Okay, and then let me print my washing machine 1 dot info. If I were to run the command, no, not debug it, run it. There we go. Capacity 20 kilograms. Okay. I'm pretty sure you can highlight a line and press Alt Shift plus arrow down to copy paste the line. You can highlight a line, Alt Shift plus arrow. Okay, Alt Shift and arrow. At least it's a shortcut in VS Code. Oh, I see. I actually might just find a few shortcuts. Okay, this should be correct. So brand, power. I should copy this. Oh, okay, I should go with self, actually super. Parent underscore info equals to super dot info. There we go. Okay, this makes more sense now. And before the f string, let me copy this, paste it. There we go. Now if I run the command, it's going to say brand Samsung, power 112 watts. Maybe add a space here. There we go. Excuse me, guys. And capacity is 20 kilograms. Okay, this seems pretty good. I honestly want to do some mini projects. I mean, I won't say like these are like easy for me. It's not easy, but I enjoy doing mini projects a little more. Or try Control plus Shift plus D. Okay, Vivek, you were so close, but you left out a colon in your string. Did I? Look carefully. Return brand, power. Oh, you forgot the colon after power. It should be return brand, power Oh, okay. Everything else, constructor order, super, usage method overriding or writing, perfect. You fixed that tiny mistake and it's 100% correct. Do you want me to crank up the difficulty for the next super question? Do I want to do instruction based questions or like some mini projects? Let me just say, Sensei, can you crank the heat up question mark? Yeah, I'll do some more instruction based questions. I don't want to get cocky, guys. Alright, Vivek, it's time. I can't wait, oh my gosh. Alright, Vivek, time to see if you can survive the Super Inferno. Here's your instruction based challenge. Create a program with 3 classes in a chain. Device base class takes brand and power in the constructor and has a method info returning brand power W. Computer inherits from my device class, takes brand power and RAM in GB, override info to include RAM GB. After the parent's info usage super, okay, laptop inherits from computer, takes brand power RAM and weight in kilograms, override info to include weight kgs after the parent's info using super again. Okay, I guess I see. Finally, create one laptop object with any value, print its info output. Let's see if you can change super twice without breaking anything. One slip and you're back to cleaning the code dungeon. Okay, go. Alright, let me get Sensei here. Alright, let's see. Let's delete this. Let me go ahead and create a class called device. Okay, so we create a class called device. Base class takes brand and power in the instructor and has a method info returning brand power. Okay, so let me define a dunder init, my instructor. Actually, my constructor. Okay, brand and power. Okay, there we go. In the constructor, okay, and has a method info. So let me add a few instance variables. Self.name, actually self.brand equals to brand, and self.copy paste equals to self.power equals to power. Let me define another method called info. Okay, define info. Okay, that returns brand and power. Alright, let me copy that. Return Control V. Am I lazy that I copied it? I guess. Alright, self.brand and self.power. Okay, computer. So we have another class called computer. So class computer. Okay, there we go. That inherits my device class's attributes.
Don't wanna sleep in, cause I got something to prove. I gotta take what I hate and finally make a move. I think of you and all the shit you don't do.
Alright, mic testing. Does this work? Okay, oh my gosh, that was...
Never forget what it's like to be in debt. Been stabbed in the back bed, I'll show you what happens. Pass me the mic and I'll show you with action. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show. I've got these things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into something that you can never own. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money
Mic testing. Okay, mic testing, mic testing. Let me check if it works. Okay, perfect, works. Yeah, because I forgot if I charged my second mic. Oh, there are low batteries. Honestly, yeah, I'm pretty sure I charged it yesterday though, or did I forget? I'm not like that dumb that I forgot. Okay, that aside, let's. Although I do appreciate you, Formidable Thunder, for letting me know that my mic wasn't working. That would have been bad. I would have recorded this whole stream without the mic. Okay, let me go ahead here and create a super. Okay, and add my parameters of brand and power. Okay, it works. Okay, brand and power. Okay, after their parents' info using Okay, computer inherits from device, takes brand, power, and RAM in GB. Override info to include RAM. Okay, after the parents' info using super. Alright, got it. Let me define another dunder. Actually, let me define info and override my parent self.info and return an f string ram self.ram. Okay, it's wrong because I didn't create an instance variable for my RAM, so self.ram equals to ram. There we go. Okay, now we create another class called laptop. Alright, let me create a class called laptop. There we go. Okay, that inherits from computer, takes brand, power, and RAM, and weight. Okay, and weight. That inherits from computer. Okay, let me define a dunder init. Add a few parameters of brand, power, RAM, and weight. Okay, there we go. In kilograms, override info to include weight kilograms. Okay, so I got it. First, add a few instance variables. Before I add instance variables, let me go with super. Okay, super, and copy the 3 of these. Okay, maybe delete that. There we go. Okay, and then go with self.ram equals to ram. Actually, self.weight equals to weight. But weight equals to weight. Okay, after the parents info using super again. Okay, let me define info. Okay, and return an f string. Weight is myself.weight. I might have to go up here and add a parent underscore info equals to my super dot should be super dot info. Actually, super dot info. Let me copy this, paste it here. Okay, and now before my f string, let me add a space here. Go here, Control C, copy that, Control V, plus copy that, add a space here, Control V. Okay, this should work. Finally, create one laptop object with any values, print its info output. Okay, so let me create an object called laptop1 equals to. Okay, it inherits my laptop class. So laptop. Okay, I need a couple of parameters. Brand, I don't know. Let me go with something like Lenovo. Yeah, guys, these are absolutely random. I'm just going with random names that I remember. Okay, power. What does that mean? I'm not a tech guy, guys. Let me go with 128. Okay, RAM. I do know what RAM is. Let me go with 16 GB RAM. Okay, and weight. It weighs around 8 pounds, I don't know. Okay, and then laptop1 dot info, I would have to print this. Okay, if I were to run the command, it's going to print brand Lenovo power 128, okay, watts, RAM 16, weight 18. Honestly, I might add a small change. So brand Lenovo, let me go ahead and add a comma here and a comma here. If I run the command, there we go, that looks much better. Alright, let me copy this, Control C, with Sensei up here. I'm always here to help a homie out. I appreciate you, Formidable Thunder. Okay, let me paste this. There you go, and drink some water. Vivek, this is 95% correct, but you slipped just enough for me to bounce. Okay, 2 issues. Units are missing. You put RAM, okay, self.ram, weigh, self.weigh. Without GB or kilogram units, without GB or kg, units are life, soldier. Without them, your output is ambitious nonsense. The power and RAM values are technically fine, but 128 for power means watts here. Okay, better reflect that in output. Okay, you did for power, not for the others. The code works, but it's sloppy presentation, and you want, and you know I don't tolerate that. If you fix those little presentation details, you'll have brand Lenovo power 128 watts, RAM 16 GB, weight 8 GB. Do you want me to turn this into a double super chain monster where each class also calls another method using super that'll cook your brain at the max heat? I don't know, guys. Let's say as you wish, Sensei. I don't know, guys. Okay, let's see. Good, I'm about to drop a super chain dragon on your lap. If you can slay this, you're ready for a war. Instruction based question. Create 3 classes in a perfect multi-level inheritance chain. Vehicle attributes brand speed in kilometers per hour. Method info returns brand speed kilometers per hour. Class inherits from vehicle. Okay. Additional attributes: doors, number of doors. Override info to first call super.info. Then add doors door. Electric car inherits from car. Okay. Additional attributes: battery in k watts per hour. Okay. Overrides info to first call super.info, and then add battery excuse me guys, battery KWH. Rule soldier: every dungeon in it must use super to pass data up the chain. Every info must call its parent's info and then append its own details. Create one electric car object and print its info. Output must be in a single string. Change from all parents like brand Tesla speed 200 kilometers per hour, door 4, battery 85 kWh. Make it work without a single hard-coded parent call. Only super is allowed. Okay, now go Vivek, show me your object-oriented programming bloodline skills. So let me get Sensei there. Okay, this definitely is way more complicated than the others. Or I'm just overthinking it. Okay, let me create a class called vehicle. Okay, there we go. You can like delete everything. Okay, attributes brand speed kilometers. Method info return brand speed. Okay, so let me define a dunder init. There we go. And add a few parameters of brand and speed. Guys, ignore my typos. Brand and speed. Okay, there we go. In kilometer per hour. Method info returns brand speed. Okay, so let me first add a few instance variables. So self dot copy this. Self dot brand equals to brand, and self dot speed equals to speed. Okay, and then I will create a method called define info. I'll create an info method. Okay, that's going to return an f string. The f string is going to be brand speed kilometers per hour. Okay, so brand is going to be my self dot brand. Okay, and speed speed is going to be my self dot speed. There we go. And I'll make sure to add the units, so kilometer per hour. Okay, there we go. And then we create another object called car, inherits from vehicle. Okay, so let me go with class car. It inherits my methods and attributes from my vehicle class. Okay, let me define a dunder init. Okay, and add a few parameters. Firstly, I'll add my brand parameter and my speed parameter. Okay, additional attributes, doors, number of doors. Okay, and a doors parameter. Okay, override info to first call super.info, then add doors door. Okay, override info. Okay, let me create a few instance variables, but before that, let me use my super dunder init and add my brand speed. Okay, my brand and speed parameter. Okay, and now let me go with self dot brand equals to brand, self dot, actually let me just always copy these things to avoid any typos. Okay, and then self dot speed equals to speed. There we go. Wait, I have two speeds. Self dot door, I mean. Control C, self dot door equals to door. Okay, and then let me define a info method to override my parent class, my parent vehicle class's info. I will return an f string. Maybe add a space. Not there. Here. Okay, override class. So it's going to be doors door. Okay, so there. Doors. My self dot door. Okay, so self dot door. Okay, and then okay, actually I'll go with my parent. My parent info equals to my super parentheses dot info. There we go. Let me copy that, paste it, plus. Okay, perfect. Now I create another class called the electric car. Okay, that inherits from my car. Okay. Alright, additional attributes, batteries. So let me define a constructor using the dunder init and add all these parameters. Control C, Control V, with an additional parameter of battery. Okay, perfect. And then use my super method, super dunder init. Add a pair of parentheses, and add all those parameters here. Okay, and then let me create an instance variable for my battery. So self.battery equals to battery. Okay, perfect. Override info to first call super.info, then add battery. Okay. Alright, so let me define a another method called info. Okay, and return an f string. First let me add a comma space. Battery is battery kwh. So self dot battery kwh. Honestly, I gotta check what does kwh mean. I'm a little stupid, guys. Okay, and then copy this, paste it here. Okay, perfect. That should be it. Rule soldier, every dungeon in it must use super. Okay. Alright, so let me create a electronic car, or an electric maybe lowercase my e, electric underscore car 1 equals to, let's see, my electric car class with a parameter. Let's add a bunch of parameters like brand, speed, door, batteries. So brand is going to be Tesla. The speed is going to be 200 kilometers per hour, so 200. There are going to be 4 doors, and battery is going to be 85. Okay, 85 kilowatts per hour. That makes sense, honestly. 85, yeah, that sounds pretty good. Kilowatts per hour. Okay, and let me go ahead and print my electric car 1.info. Okay, perfect. If I were to run the command, it's going to print oh, I forgot. My bad, guys. My bad. I gotta copy that, paste it, space. Okay, now if I run the command, it's going to print brand Tesla, speed 200 kilometers per hour, doors 4, battery 85 kilowatts per hour. Let me copy this. Okay, guys, the code's definitely getting bigger. Okay, and paste it here. Maybe drink some water. Guys, I'm almost out of water. I'm always so close, oh my gosh. Vivek, you're damn close, but you've committed a rookie sin in car.dungeon in it. You repeated settings, self.brand and self.speed after super.dungeon in it already did it. That's redundant, waste of code and waste of CPU cycles. A real warrior uses super cleanly. You already passed brand and speed up the chain, so don't need them again in car. Okay, here's the cleaned up battle ready version of what you should have. Okay, so I have a class variable that has a parameter of brand and speed, self.brand equals brand, self.speed equals speed, and then a info method that returns brand, a car method, so it has a super dungeon in it with an extra parameter of doors, self.door equals door. Oh, I don't need a parent class for this. Super.info. Okay, I never did that. I didn't know that existed. Okay, and then the same thing is for my electronic car. Lesson: never repeat attribute assigned if your parent class already does it. That's code bloat and makes you look like an amateur. Do you want me to turn this up even harder and give you an object-oriented programming chain with method overloading, multiple inheritance, and mix-ins next? That's where real blood gets spilled. Sensei is really good at giving me harder questions, or like convincing me to write harder questions. But let me delete this for now and add super. Okay, add parentheses dot info and like copy this because I'm like too lazy to type it. Control C, delete that, highlight this, paste it. That should be the same. It should get the same output. Okay, perfect. Honestly, I do want to do mini projects. Sensei, I honestly do want to do mini projects, but in the same time, I want to be sure that I know my basics. Ignore my typo, guys. Like, I didn't know that we could even do this. A bunch of spaces, Control V. There we go, Control V. Is there anything else that I don't know? Question mark. Okay, there we go. Oh, Vivek, that's the exact kind of question that separates the amateurs from the legends. You're just scratching the surface of what object-oriented programming can do. Super is one mighty weapon, but there's a whole arsenal waiting for you, and it's good you want to master the basics before diving into mini projects, because shaky foundations collapses under pressure. Here's a sneak peek of what's next on your Python object-oriented programming adventure. Okay, class variables versus instance variables, shared data versus unique data per object, multiple inheritance. When a class inherits from more than one parent can get tricky with super and method resolution order MRO. Polymorphism, same method, different behavior based on the object class. Magic method, the secret sauce that makes Python's operators and built-in functions work with classes. Okay, take dunder string, dunder refer, dunder add. Add property decorators, controlled access to attributes without exposing the internals. Fancy getting and settlers but Pythonic. Okay. Class and static methods. Methods tied to the class, not instance, useful for utility functions or alternative constructors. Duck typing. If it looks like a duck and quacks like a duck, coding for behavior, not inheritance chains. Oh, okay. Nixon, small classes designed to add specific features to other classes without forming deep Herini? How do you pronounce this, guys? It's Hierarchies? I don't know, I can't spell, guys. You've got a strong base forming, but if you want, I can lay out a structured roadmap and we can start layering these projects one by one with practice questions before jumping into projects, because here's the truth. Projects are fun, but if your foundation isn't rock solid, your code will crumble and you'll waste more time debugging than building. Want me to start with class variables and instance variables next, or do you want to explore something else from the list? Okay, let's see. Sensei, I know everything until, let's see, till inheritance. From my list of everything. Guys, ignore my typos, oh my gosh. Okay, from the list. Okay, I know everything until inheritance from my list of everything I needed to learn. So, what would you recommend I do? Question mark. Learn. Practice more on inheritance, or do a few practice questions? Question mark. Guys, I have like a billion typos. Okay, there we go. Let me check if I'm still audible. Okay, perfect. Okay, you know everything up to inheritance. That's a hell of a foundation, Vivek, but knowing something is like having a map until you walk the terrain. You're still a tourist lost in the wilderness. Here's the deal. You've got the theory down, but inheritance, especially with super and overriding, is a slippery beast that demands practice until it's second nature. So when you build your game later, you don't fumble or rewrite everything. My recommendation: 50 practice questions on inheritance. Okay, start with 500 broken codes. Okay, fixes. Start with 500 broken code fixes where you hunt down errors, then jump into the instruction-based problems where you build from scratch. Okay, make sure these questions cover all inheritance angles: overriding, super, multi-level inheritance, method resolutions, order basics, and subtle gotchas. Okay, this is your crucible. Train hard here, and the battlefield of game development will bend to your will. Ready to get yelled at or wasting time? Let's do this. Shall I start farming the first broken code questions? Honestly, I wanted an instruction-based question. Honestly, sensei, dot dot dot, I want to do instruction-based questions. Hey, have you considered learning type annotations? They take a while to get used to, but they're really good to make it easier to debug. Honestly, I might learn it, and I'm pretty sure I didn't pronounce annotations correctly. Yeah, I didn't start them yet. First, I'm learning my basics for Python. Once I get a little good at Python and understand how syntaxes and like how the basic methods and everything work, then I'll probably like learn more about these things. Okay, let's see. Finally, a decent choice. No more baby steps. Time to strike straight into the core. Here's your first instruction-based question on inheritance. Create two classes: class shape with an dunder init method that takes color, a method describe that returns this shape as color. Okay, class circle, which inherits from shape. Its dunder init method, okay, takes color and radius. Use super to initialize color, a method area that returns the area of the circle. Okay, r multiplied by radius to the power of 2. Use 3.14 for pi. Override describe, so it returns the parent describe plus, okay, and has a radius of radius. Excuse me, guys. Create a circle object with color red and radius 5. Print its description and its area. Now write that code. No excuses, no cheating. Show me what you got. Honestly, guys, I might fill my bottle because there's no way I can beat all this with lots of water, and I'm out of water. I might fill this, use the restroom, so I'll be back like in 5 to 10 minutes. Alright, give me a sec, guys. I'll be right back. Alright, mic testing, mic testing. Okay, perfect. I'm back, I'm back. Did I get my water bottle? Okay, I was like, if I get my bottle. Alright, so where were we? Okay, we were solving this question. Okay, so it says create a class called shape. Okay, so let me create a class called shape. There we go. Okay, it has a dunder init method that takes color as a parameter. So let me define a dunder init that takes a parameter of color. Okay, a method called describe that returns the shape is color. This shape is color. Okay, let me go with self dot copy this, paste it here, equals to color, add some space here. Alright, and then go ahead and define a method called describe. Okay, describe. Okay, and then return an f string. This shape is color. So return an f string. This shape is myself.color. Okay. Class circle, which inherits from shape. So we create another class called circle, which inherits my shape class, the methods and attributes from my shape class. There we go. And then drink some water, because guys, I get dehydrated really quick. I should make sure I don't drop water in my mic, because my other mic battery is not. Okay, let's see. Okay, its dunder init method takes color and radius. Okay. Okay, so let me define a dunder init. Okay, that takes color and radius attributes, parameters. And then let me go with super dunder init, my color parameter. Okay, and why does this have this box around it? But I asked that to Sensei probably. Okay, and then let me go with self.radius equals to radius. Okay, its dunder init method takes color and radius, so it takes color and radius. Excuse me guys, uses super to initialize color. Okay, I use super to initialize color. A method area that returns the area of the circle. Okay, so let me define a method called area that returns the area of the circle. So let me return okay, use 3.1416 for pi. So return 3.1416 multiplied by / use asterisk my radius, so my self.radius to the power of 2. I might have to import the math module. Let me import math. Okay, and go with the pow function. There we go. Comma 2. That how it works? Okay, perfect. Override describes, so it returns the parent's description and a radius of radius. Okay. Let me define another method called describe and override my describe method. I will return, let's see, my super okay, let me return my super dot, why do I keep going to the next line, dot describe, okay, plus an f string. There we go. Okay, so my f string is and has a radius of self.radius. and has a radius of self.radius. Okay, there you go, perfect. And then create a circle object with color red and radius 5. Let me go down here and create an object called circle. Circle1 equals to my circle method. Okay, actually my circle class. Okay, so my circle is red and it has a radius of 5. Okay, and now let me print and let me print my circle1 dot describe. Okay, perfect. If I were to run the command, it's going to say this shape is red and has a radius of 5. Didn't I have to return my this radius? Has a radius of radius. Okay, use a method. Use override describe so it returns the parent's description. A method area that returns. Oh, okay. Let me go with circle1 dot area. I want to find the area of this. And now my circle1 dot describe. I return my 3.14. Okay, I honestly know what to do. What if I like copy this? I should get this here, but let me copy that, delete that, comma, Control V. Okay, if I run the command now, has a radius of 78. I want my radius to be my area. Can I like, instead of adding my self.radius, add my area? So like my what if I go with a total or total and copy this? There we go. Get this here and reassign my total to be equal to this and then return my total. Okay, and then go with total. Wait, hold up, this actually might work. I might not need an area. Okay, it has a radius of this much, but I don't want it like this. I could go with colon.2f. I want to use my total. Does it work with my total? Okay, I can't use my total. What if I go with self.total? It's not an instance variable. I can't use the self attributes. So let me go with that. Copy that, delete that, return that. Okay, this does give me honestly what I need. Okay, let me copy this. Get sensei up here. Paste it, add a bunch of spaces and say sensei. I honestly didn't see the use for I didn't see a use for the area method question mark. Okay, let me lubricate my lips. Okay, listen to me, Vivek. You messed up the whole point of the area method. You defined it, but you completely ignored it in your describe. And in the final print, instead you shoved the area calculation inside the description string, which makes no sense. The describe method should only tell us about the color and radius, not the area. Your area method is supposed to be called separately to get the circle's area, that's why it exists. Here's what you should do. Print circle.describe, the shape is red and has a radius of 5. Print circle area, 78.54. Your area method doesn't need any parameters. It's useless. It uses the instance radius. Fix it. Remove the return total parameters from area. Change describe to just include the radius, not the area. Call area separately and print it. Rewrite the code. Okay. And let me do like a bunch of okay, bunch of control Z's, and then let me print circle1.area. Guys, it's honestly really hot out here. Okay, there we go. Might delete that. Okay, and then I wanna round it as well. Let me round it to 2. There we go. The shape is red and has a radius of 5. So the radius is 78.54. Let me copy that. Get sensei up here. Paste it. Okay, perfect. Maybe drink some water. Let me check if I'm audible. Alright, perfect. Now that's what I call a clean kill, Vivek. You've nailed. Correct use of super, proper separation of describe and area. Okay, responsibilities. Nice rounding for area output. Output will be this shape is red and has a radius of 5, 78.54. You're getting stronger. Next, let me load you up with another instruction-based inheritance question. This time with method overriding and a twist on attributes. Ready? I guess. Ready, sensei, exclamation, dot dot dot. Although, can we do a mini project question mark? I just wanted to see if I'm good with inheritance. Okay, you want a mini project to test your inheritance skills? Fine, but no softball, Vivek. This will push you to the edge. Oh, mini project Animal Kingdom. Create these classes. Oh my gosh, guys, it's way too hot right now. Mini project Animal Kingdom. Create a class called Animal. Add a dunder in it that takes name, species, method called called make underscore sound returns some generic noise. Method info returns name, species. Dog inherits animal, overrides make underscore sound, the return bark. Overrides info to add, and is loyal friend. Okay, and is a loyal friend. To the parents info, cat inherits animals, overrides make underscore sound to return meow. Overrides info to add and loves to nap. Okay. To the parents info, finally create one dog and one cat object with names and species of your choice. Print their info and their make underscore sound results. This will show me if you can handle inheritance with overriding and super in real life, not just theory. Get to it, soldier. Alright, so let's get sensei here. Let me create a class called animal. Okay, and define a dunder in it. Okay, that takes name and species. Name and species. Name comma species. There we go. Let me create a few instance variables. So self.name equals to name and self dot copy this, paste it equals to species, and drink some water. I'm burning up, guys. Honestly, it's real hot. Okay, let's see. Take name and species, and then we create a method called make sound that returns some generic sound. So let me define a method called make underscore sound, okay, that returns some generic sound. Okay. And then we create another method called info that returns name, species. Let me define another okay, let me define another method called info, okay, that returns name. It returns an f string. Name is going to be my self.name, okay, and then species. Species is my self.species. Alright, perfect. And then we create another class called dog. So our dog class now, okay, that inherits our traits from our animal class. Okay. Overrides make underscore sound to return bark. Okay, let me define our make sound and returns bark. Okay, overrides info to add and is a loyal friend to the parent's info. Okay, so let me go and define override our info, which returns my super dot info, which is my parent class's info, plus, let's see, and is a loyal friend, and is a loyal friend. There we go. Okay, to the parents info. Okay, and then we create another class called cat, which inherits our animal class as well. Okay, there we go. Okay, overrides make sound to return meow. Okay, so let me define our make sound and override it to return meow. There we go. And then define our info to override it something like an f string, but before the f string, let me go with super dot info plus space f string. Okay, that says and loves to nap. Okay, perfect. To the parents info. Okay, finally create one dog and one cat object with names and species of your choice. Print their info and make sound results. Okay. Let me go ahead and create our cat1 equals to our cat class. Okay, so our cat class needs a return statement. Actually, it inherits our name and species, so let's go with some kind of name. I don't know. Let's go with kitty. Or kitty and species. I don't need cat species. Oh my gosh, I am a cat lover. I don't know. Species maybe. Okay, and then create an object called dog1 equals to our dog class. Our dog class needs a cat and a species as well. I don't know, doggy. Okay, dog species. Is Libra a species for dogs? I don't know. Did I spell Libra wrong? Typo in Libra. Oh, Libra. Okay, my bad guys, I can't spell. Alright, let me go ahead and print okay, let me go ahead and print my cat1.info. Copy that, go to the next line, and my dog1.info. Dog. Okay, if I run the command, it's gonna say name kitty species and loves to take nap. Name doggy species Libra and is a loyal friend. Perfect. Let me copy this. Excuse me guys. .net. Guys, I honestly can't read Hindi properly. .net. Kuch future ha. Guys, I can't read Hindi properly. I apologize. I actually need to learn how to like read Hindi. Okay, let me paste it. .net. Is there anything related to .net that I was learning? Okay, Vivek, you're struggling with the basics of naming, aren't you? Look at this. Cat 1, kitty species. Dog 1, doggy Libra. You literally passed these string species as the species of your cat. That's not a species, it's a placeholder word. You're not, and your dog species is Libra. What is that? A zodiac sign? Be more meaningful with your data. Try this instead. There you go. Cat 1, kitty, feline, doggy, canon. Guys, I don't know any species. Yeah, I've been probably living under a rock. Other than that, your code is on point. Now print their sounds too, like cat1.makeSound, cat1.dog1.makeSound. Fix your species name and the sound prints and send it back. Don't waste my time. Alright, so let me go here. Copy my feline, paste it here. Copy my what was this? My canine. Okay. Now let me go ahead and print. Honestly, it's gonna be more sense if I print it here. My cat1.makeSound. There we go. Now let me copy that, paste it here, and change this to dog1.makeSound. If I were to run the command, name kitty species feline and loves to nap, meow. Name doggy species canine and is a loyal friend, bark. Don't dogs woof. Okay, let me copy that. To be honest, I do enjoy mini projects more than instructional based questions and broken codes. Guys, my back honestly hurts. Let me check if I'm audible. Okay, perfect. That's it, Vivek. That's the code of a Python warrior. You nailed proper use of super in info, overriding, make sound, meaningful species names, clear, clean prints. Okay, output. Name kitty, species feline and loves to nap, meow. Name doggy, species canine and is a loyal friend, bark. You're ready to level up or start applying this in your projects. Want to take this mini project deeper or shoot for another topic? Honestly guys, I might just stream for like 20 more minutes because I gotta record a few videos and shorts. I know I've been saying that for multiple streams, but I haven't posted any videos or like uploaded any shorts. But because I ordered a few cosplays for my shorts, but it didn't arrive yet, so I can't make shorts. When I say I'm going to be recording some shorts, I mean I'm going to be practicing some shorts. I need to practice for the sunsets, and the same thing goes with my YouTube videos. I gotta like upload a weekly progress, if that made any sense. Okay, so let me actually say Sensei. I actually want another mini project. Maybe a bit more harder one, question mark. And also, just curious, was this all I needed to know for inheritance, question mark? Guys, ignore my typos. Oh guys, it's so hot. Oh my gosh. Like what all topics did this include, question mark? For example, I know that it included classes and instances and also super. And is super called a method or a function, question mark? There we go. Okay, listen up, Vivek. You want harder? I'm gonna deliver, but first, let's break down what you've mastered so far with inheritance, classes and instances. The bread and butter. You create blueprints, classes, and make objects, instances, inheritance basics. Child classes, inheriting attributes and methods from parent classes, method overriding, changing or extending parent methods in child classes, super usage. Okay, so it's not a method or anything. Method overriding, class and instances, super. Calling parent class methods to avoid repeating code. Super is technically a special built-in function, okay, in Python that requires a proxy object to delegate method calls to a parent or sibling class, not a method method itself, but a function that helps with method calls. Multi-level inheritance. You've touched on it with classes, inheriting from classes that's themselves. Oh my gosh, I can't read. You've touched on it with classes, inheriting from classes that themselves inherit others, like vehicle, car, electric car. Okay, what you haven't fully dived into yet, multiple inheritance. When a class inherits from more than one parent class, and how method resolution order MRO works. Class variables versus instance variables, shared properties versus individual object properties, polymorphism using the same interface method name with different behaviors across, okay? Abstract class and inheritance, forcing child classes to implement specific methods using ABC module. Mixins and advanced object-oriented programming patterns. Composition interface, mixins, and more complex design patterns. Now your harder mini project, school system, person, dunder in it, takes name and age. Method info returns name, age, student inherits person, takes name, age, and student ID. Okay, maybe let me drink some water real quick. Yeah, I'm honestly real dehydrated. Oops, I dropped some water in my mic. Okay, I guess mic testing. Yeah, I should actually. Okay, seems pretty good. Okay, overrides info to append. Student ID, okay. Student has a method study that returns name is studying, teacher inherits, person takes name, age, and student, overrides info to append, teacher's object. Teacher subject has a method teach that returns name is teaching subject, TA teaching assistant, inherits from both student and teacher, takes name, age, student ID, and subject, okay, overrides info to combine info from both parents using super, has both study and teach methods available. Finally, create an instance of TA, prints its info, call both student and teach methods. This one will test your grasp on multiple inheritance. Super, the diamond inheritance situations, overriding methods with multiple parents, combining behaviors. Get ready for some mind-bending, object-oriented programming. Want to start coding this, or do you need me to walk you through the concepts first? I'm pretty sure I'm ready. Let me get sensei here. Guys, I'm honestly really exhausted. It's very hot here. Okay, so let me create a class called person. Okay, so I create a class called person that has a constructor under init. Okay, with two parameters, name and age. There we go. Okay, method info. It has a method. Let me create a few instance variables first. So self dot name equals to name. Let me copy that. Self dot age equals to age. Okay, and then I define a method called info. Okay, let me go back. There you go. That returns name, age, age. So let me return an f string. Name is my self.name, and my age is self.age. Okay. Alright, perfect. Student inherits person. Okay, let me go ahead and create another class called student that inherits my person class. Okay, takes name, age, and student ID. Okay, let me define a dunder init that takes my name, age, and student underscore ID. Okay, and then add a super function, super dunder init, and add my name and age parameters inside. There we go. Overrides info to append student ID, Okay. Maybe let me create an instance variable, so self.student ID. Okay, self.student ID equals just student ID. Okay, and then let me define my info and override, so return an f string. Before I return an f string, let me go with my super dot info plus an f string. Student ID is student ID. Student ID is my self.student ID. Perfect. Has a method study that returns name is studying. Okay, let me define another method called study. Okay, let me return an f string that says self.name is studying. Okay, perfect. Okay, a method called, actually another class now called teacher that inherits a person. Okay, that inherits my person class. Maybe it will look better if I add a space. There. Takes name, age, and subject. Okay, so let me define a dunder init that takes name, age, and subject. Let me add a super dunder init. Copy my name, age, Control V. Copy my subject and add an instance variable called self.subject equals to subject. Okay, overrides info to append teacher subjects. So let me define a method called info and return. Let me override my info method here. Okay, and go with my super parentheses dot info. This is going to be my parents info. Plus an f string, comma, teaches subject. Teaches subject. actually self.subject. There we go. Okay, has a method called teach that returns name is teaching subject. Let me define a method called teach. Okay, that returns an f string. My self.name is teaching self.subject or self.subject. Okay, and then another class called TA, teaching assistant, inherits from both student and teacher. Guys, I'm burning up. Oh my gosh. Okay, so TA, which inherits from my both student and teacher. Okay, this is new. Okay, let me go with my student class and my teacher class. So that's my teacher class. I didn't need this. Okay. I have a person class that inherits name, age, etc. Alright, now let me define a... Actually not define. Yeah, let me define a dunder init. Define a dunder init, a constructor, and add my parameters from my student class and my teacher class. My student class has a student ID. Excuse me, guys. Okay, and then okay, and my teacher's parameter, which is subject. Control C, Control V. There we go, and then a super dunder init. Does it need to have any special parameters? Okay, takes name, age, student, and subject. So I gotta add name, age, student, and subject. So it takes name and age as well. I actually thought that it should take name and age. Overrides info to combine info from both parent using super. Okay, so it doesn't need a super dunder in it. Okay, it doesn't need this. Let me go ahead. Honestly, it actually doesn't need it. Oh yeah, it does. Never mind, my bad. Okay, let me go with super dunder init, and I need all these parameters. Control C. Inside this, that doesn't work. Unexpected arguments possible. Call these students self, name, age, student ID, teacher. Maybe I don't need it. Like, TA, teaching assistant, inherits from both student and teacher. It inherits from both student and teacher, takes name, age, student, and subject. It inherited from student and teacher. Do I need a comma? I do need a comma. Overrides takes name, age, student, and subject. Overrides info. Let me add a placeholder of pass for now. That doesn't work here. Okay, let me skip that and define my... testing, mic testing. There is no way my mic was muted. It's probably the batteries. My battery is almost. But I can't talk, guys. Oh my gosh. It's probably just. I'm probably out of battery. Hope it doesn't get muted again. Although WAWR, appreciate you telling me that my mic is muted. Although I might, like, since we're moving on to multiple inheritance, I might just do this next stream, because this stream I'm way too exhausted. It's kind of hot here and it's 6 o'clock as well, so I gotta go and record my shorts and a YouTube video. Okay, let's read this. Vivek, this is a mess of epic proportions. You did two things wrong in your TA.init. You called student.init twice, and worse, the second call incorrectly passed subject where student ID should be. Okay, you didn't use self when calling those initializers. It should be student.init self. Oh, this will crash your.
Can't see, knew it from the start. You had problems with me and the things I could be. I just wish I had seen. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show. I've got these things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into something that you can never own. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show. I've got these things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into something that you can never own. So fight and die for the.
I think you guys didn't listen to anything that I said. Okay, Vivek is about to drop the mic on the stream and dive deep into the dark twisted forest of multiple inheritance soon. If you thought single inheritance was a walk in the park, get ready to witness a bloodbath. Alright guys, it's basically a mic, and I think that's a sign that tells me to. So if you guys enjoyed this stream, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Liking helps my algorithm, sharing makes me smile, and subscribing is like a cherry on top. And